Mr. Vice Foreign Minister, thank you for talking to CGTN. How has the High Commissioner's visit enhanced the understanding of China's path of human rights development?
In this meeting with High Commissioner, President Xi Jinping expounded on major issues regarding China's human rights development in the context of China's history and culture, and reaffirmed the principled position of the CPC and the Chinese government in upholding and protecting human rights in all areas. China has successfully found a path of human rights development in keeping with the trend of the times and China's national reality. We have been advancing the whole process, people's democracy, promoting legal safeguard for human rights, and upholding social equity and justice. In Guangzhou's countryside, the High Commissioner had a close-up view of China's whole process democracy at the community level. And during her speech at the Guangzhou University, she discussed with the faculty and students on respecting and safeguarding human rights. The Chinese side stressed that the historic achievements testify to the success of China's path of human rights development. We remain committed to this path, which we believe will lead to an even more promising future.
How can the visit boost cooperation between China and the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights?
China attaches great importance to the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Affairs and stands ready to contribute to advancing the international human rights cause. During the visit, the Chinese side and the OHCHR had thorough exchange of deepening cooperation and reached broad consensus. The two sides have agreed to establish an annual senior strategic meeting to discuss national, regional, and international human rights issues of common interest. And the two sides have agreed to establish a working group to facilitate human rights cooperation in such areas as development, business, poverty reduction, counterterrorism, minority groups, digital space, and judicial safeguard. China is willing to provide greater support to the human rights work of the United Nations. Such concrete measures not only are conducive to the cooperation between China and the OHCHR, but also represent China's new contribution to the international human rights cause.
How has the visit provided a first-hand opportunity to present a real Xinjiang?
For a period of time, some Western countries and anti-China elements, under the disguise of human rights, have fabricated many sensational lies on the so-called Xinjiang-related issues, only to fulfill their political motives of using Xinjiang to contain China. The Chinese side pointed out that essentially Xinjiang is not at all a human rights issue, but a major issue concerning upholding national sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity. During the High Commissioner's visit in Xinjiang, the authorities of the autonomous region has made comprehensive presentation on China's policies on ethnic and religious affairs, as well as the measures and results of counterterrorism and de-radicalization. Clouds cannot overshadow the sun, and the truth will debunk all lies. China has made clear a stern position on the so-called Xinjiang report and resolutely oppose smearing and attacking China with lies and disinformation.